Hey there everyone, Taryn here with the usual exciting bundle of news and joy. We had some pretty awesome announcements within the last few days, so stick around to know all about it.
FreeMMOStation.com. Free to play unlimited.
It took a couple of years, but Lion Games finally revealed the second trailer to the anime MMORPG Soulworker. Did you guys think it was worth the wait?
This is considered a debut trailer since the game went through several redesigns after it was announced in 2011. One of the major change concerns was with the third-person camera, which used to be all over the place and is now fixed behind the player. The trailer shows 3 of the Soulworkers, which are weapons that tie to the emotions of each of the characters that hold them. Each character from a total of 6 has its own storyline, and there are plenty of costumes to choose and collect, including a nurse outfit. There's no news on a Western release since the game is only signed for China and Taiwan at the moment, besides South Korea, where a closed beta is expected later this year.
While we never ended up getting Mercenary Ops in the West, we are getting the sequel titled Zombies, Monsters, Robots. Sadly, it would seem that there's no aliens though.
I'm so glad we could finally meet.
Yingpei Games, previously Epic Games China, is working on this free-to-play third-person shooter for PC that is going to be published by NMAS Entertainment of Terra fame. Zombies, Monsters, Robots looks and plays like Gears of War. It's a cover shooter that includes co-op and PvP modes for 8 and 16 players respectively. The game is planned to launch this summer, while a public alpha test is expected in April and an early access version scheduled for May.
Phantasy Star Online 2 is finally in English! Yay, Sega! However, it's only in Southeast Asian countries. Boo, Sega.
Phantasy Star Online 2 is going to be available in Southeast Asian territory starting May 29th and fully localized in English, but it won't be available to us poor Western souls who are still waiting for the highly unlikely North America and European versions. If you happen to live in Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines, then you'll get to play this game. Otherwise, you can always try the Japanese version or sit patiently waiting for Sega to say something about the game.
It's a great time to be a MOBA fan. 2 of the best examples of its kind were just released, SMITE and Prime World.
While SMITE is all gods this, gods that, Prime World is more of your typical fantasy game. However, both games have something original going for them. SMITE uses a fresh third-person perspective that completely changes the gameplay from your regular top-down MOBA, while Prime World adds castle building and card collecting to the battles. SMITE launched on March 25th, and Prime World officially launched on March 31st.
We've got plenty of stuff for your viewing pleasure. There's zombies and robots and gods and anime, and just check it out if you haven't already.
It's one of the few upcoming games that managed to look impressive and have a great representation of the kawaii culture that is now pretty much a worldwide phenomenon. While visually the game doesn't seem to have changed much since the 2011 announcement, it is now looking really sharp and polished, with a clean and discreet user interface that bikes, you can make moving giant fortresses, or just a car, or whatever. You can do whatever you want. And there are just a limited number of blocks right now, a limited number of devices, but there are going to be more. It's going to be a free-to-play game that you can play. You can play right now. Go online, go bosses, and you're just going from area to area. At some points, you have different objectives. Sometimes you got to take out a barricade. Sometimes you're just killing hordes of people. Sometimes you're holding a point. Sometimes there's just a boss and stuff like that. And who knows what they could do with different levels and designs and really, just who knows, you know, tons of huge. The third-person camera, yeah, it's kind of huge. With the camera set behind the players, it puts you right into the action. And their game design completely centers around just that, with almost every single ability being a skill shot. I'm also kind of impressed with the level of mobility that the game.
This game is about to enter open beta in Korea after a very long time in development, but it is looking absolutely amazing and promising thanks to CryEngine 3.
This MMORPG includes a lot of mounts, even flying mounts like horses with wings. The first one to write the answer in the comments will see his or her name featured in the next free-to-play unlimited episode.
Sins of a Dark Age is an upcoming MOBA made by the acclaimed studio that brought us the space strategy Sins of a Solar Empire.
Currently on Steam Early Access, Sins of a Dark Age may look like so many other MOBAs, but there's something original going for it. For starters, the dark medieval fantasy theme still isn't done to death, which is a good thing. Also, all the heroes will be free forever, nearly a couple dozen at the moment, with a lot more to come. But the main feature is the quest system, where players will have to complete some RPG-like quests that will earn them some very useful perks to crush the enemy. It's a feature capable of changing the match strategy and flow in just a short moment. Sins of a Dark Age won't set the world on fire, but if the developers keep improving on the game, it could become a very solid entry in the genre.
Alright, my duckies, that's it for this week. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Make sure to stay tuned next time, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!
Fear power!
While we never ended up getting Mercenary Ops in the West, we are getting the sequel titled Zombies, Monsters, Robots. Oh, that was right. I thought I said that wrong. It's a great time to be a MOBA fan. Two of the best, This game is about to enter open beta in Korea after a really long time in development, but it is looking... Sins of a Dark Age is an upcoming MOBA from the acclaimed studio that brought us the space solar strategy Sins of Solar something.